Hello everyone, Jay Marks here doing a video series for the Cross Timbers Gazette where we interview community players, notable citizens, and aspiring politicians. And today we have Janvier Werner. Janvier, thank you for coming.
Thank you so much for having me. I just love this building. It's just beautiful.
Yeah, the Caddo building is great. My office is here. It's where I sell real estate. But at the same time, it's one of Flower Mound's charm. I mean, people from Flower Mound get to come here and work. It's awesome.
It's a great place just to have a little studio.
Yeah,
I love it.
It is. So tell me, because you've been around a while.
57 years.
Yes.
Yeah.
Tell us about you. I mean, I'm curious. You have family history here in a ranch.
I do have family history here. So I grew up here, and when my parents bought their property, there were 275 residents here.
Wow.
And and actually my husband grew up here as well.
Okay.
And we rode the school bus together and all went to LASD schools together. But I'm married to this wonderful man, and we share 4 children, and I have 7 grandchildren, and we have a farm full of animals. And the nice thing is there are 4 generations of us living in this town. My immediate family. My parents, both my parents still live next door to me. They're still in the house that they built with their own 2 hands. And we bought property next to them. And we raise goats and bees and horses and all kinds of animals.
That's awesome. You know, you guys truly have a legacy situation going on there, for sure.
Right. My mom, from the time I can remember, she talked about voting. She talked about advocacy. She was one of the people that helped bring equestrian trails to Flower Mound. And I can remember in the 80s, you know, coming there and talking to council and advocating for the same thing. So she got me started, and she's continued, and she's still there block walking and advocating for people.
Yeah, we've seen her around town, and she's also, I will tell everyone, she's incredibly proud of her daughter. So that's really cool. So tell me this, why are you running for town council?
So, first of all, being a lifelong resident, I care about this town as only someone who's been here and who plans to remain here all of my days, as only that kind of person could be. I care about our future. For decades, I have been coming in front of councils asking for, them to make this decision or that decision. And for the last 3.5 years, I've been on the Planning and Zoning Commission, listening to residents, digging into projects, and making recommendations to councils. So when the seat opened up on Place 4 opened up, I thought, well, this might be my opportunity to listen to residents and listen to town staff and applicants, and actually be one of the 5 that makes the decisions.
Right. And you have a unique perspective. You know, most of us were not born and raised here or grew up here. I know you came here as a toddler, if I remember right. But the neat part about your perspective is that you have watched the change take place.
Yes. We were totally rural. When I first came here, which, my mom had to remind me about when 2499 was paved and all that. And I've seen, but I definitely have seen all of the changes. We're now 81,000 people from 275. That is just amazing to me in my very, very short lifetime.
Yeah, you're 31 years old.
Exactly. Yeah.
What is Flower Mound getting right?
Oh, my goodness. I think, well, first of all, we have great people. I really believe that we, in starting in creating a master plan back in the late 80s, early 90s, we set all of the goals that we wanted for a town. We wanted to maintain open spaces, thank goodness, and preserve those gigantic ancient specimen trees, and we set out a guideline in order to make those changes, and where it would make sense to have residential, where it would make sense to have higher density, where it would make sense to have commercial development, and even warehouses, you know, and where it would make sense to have schools and sizes of roads.
Right, because you need literally all four things to make a city work.
Absolutely. And it's helpful if you're coming into a master plan community to know, I'm buying this house, what's going to be in what's planned for this open lot, and to have confidence that that's what's going to happen, and it gives you security, and it actually also it makes the town more desirable if you know that there is a plan. Right. You know, it's not just a hodgepodge.
You know, I've lived here 20 years. My wife has lived here 30, and we've talked about some of the changes we've seen as well. But one of the things that I have discovered is that the people running for council really care at a high level. And that's...
Oh, my goodness, yes.
Yeah, so that's something that goes without saying with Janvier Werner.
Oh, my goodness.
So tell me, what is the number one thing you really care about?
Oh, there's not one thing.
Okay, tell us a few.
There's not one thing. But there is the open space. First of all, the strategic goals that this council has set forth are my strategic goals. Honestly, preserving and also adding to our tree canopy, number one. You know, that's a great goal. Preserving the master plan, all the commercial, you know, planning for the commercial development, Class A office, you know, keeping our tax base, keeping our taxes low.
Yes.
That's huge. I mean, we are all concerned about that, and this council absolutely is. And the other thing that's wonderful about this council, and it's one of the things that I should have mentioned when you asked about getting it right, is this is such a collaborative council. You know, they're very respectful. They came up with these strategic goals, and anytime that there's a project, even if they don't totally agree, they are respectful of everyone's opinion. I think it's a wonderful council, and I can't wait to be part of it.
Well, very good. Janvier, this has been a really good conversation, but I do have one more question. If we could tell all the voters of Flower Mound one thing, well, why they should vote for you for town council, look into the camera, what would you say?
First of all, my heart is with this town. My biggest goal is that we make Flower Mound the most desirable place so that my children and my grandchildren want to make this their forever home as well.
Janvier, thank you so much. And on behalf of the Cross Timbers Gazette, thank you for watching this interview. But to get to know Janvier better, go to janvierwerner.com. Janvier, thank you.
Thank you so much. This was fun.
Take care.